Hi and welcome. My name is Bassam Mohammed Al Sayed Gonzalez with Berman Design, here today with Miss Anne Gadon Rodriguez. How are you? And could you
I'm
give us a
doing
little
great.
intro?
Yeah, I'd be glad to, and it's great to meet you. Well, I have known Joel Berman for many, many years. Like so many years, it's hard to remember. Definitely over 15. I've been with my current company, Zepol Supply Company, with 11. But Joel and I met as friends. And when I joined Zepol, where I do equipment sales, among other things, he was like, "This is perfect, Ann. I have some relationships with national firms or some other firms, but I'm looking for a more boutique firm like yours that I feel can partner with my clients, and maybe they have a very specific need. You'd even bring on a vendor for them, like outside of the realm of the relationships I already have."
Can you tell me about the projects that you and Berman Design have worked together on in the past?
So the very first project that we did was Trizub Ukrainian Kitchen, which is in the Wicker Park area of the Chicagoland area. And he came to us, and Myron Lewicki, who owns the restaurant, is of all things an ophthalmologist, but he's Ukrainian, sorry, and he wanted to support his culture. And he said, you know what? I want to build this beautiful Ukrainian restaurant, and I live upstairs. And where Joel needs someone, where we're a useful partner to Joel is he'll have a certain amount of space. And his expertise is obviously the whole building and the layout, et cetera. But he'll need someone like us with, I have X amount of square feet for kitchen. What's the best way to lay it out to execute the menu that the company, excuse me, is trying to build? And so that's where my owner came into play and worked very closely with Myron. Our owner, Gary Theakis, worked with Myron Loki, the owner of Trizeb, worked with Joel. And part of the reason that we really like working with Berman is, unlike some other architects, Joel will actually understand equipment and specifications and what's needed, where somebody else may have aesthetics are going to win out much more over functionality. Joel really understands the partnership. So that's one. And then I believe the next project was Cobble House in Evanston, which is a Middle Eastern restaurant. And that is, again, still open. All of these places, I'm thinking almost every Berman project I can think of at this point is still, these restaurants have lasted.
Right. And so then how does Berman Design help commercial kitchen and bar equipment suppliers in that process?
Well, I think Joel is very, I had our owner, Gary Theakis, mention that Joel knows just a lot about kitchen equipment, more than your average architect.
Hmm.
There are many people that, let's face it, an architect wants the place to be functional, but they also want it to be beautiful. And I think Joel has a good understanding of the kind of pieces that may need to go into a kitchen and how to make it both functional and beautiful. And I think he's good at knowing when to bring in strategic partners that will help get something done. It's saying like, hey, I'm going to do all of this on your kitchen, but let's really bring in Z-Pole because you need a certain level of being walked through certain aspects of the design process to figure out what's best for you. So I feel like Joel's knowledge of kitchen specs is really quite extensive beyond many of the architects I've met. It makes my job easier. And I think we make his job easier that way.
That's great. And talk to me about Matterport building scans. How does that work, and how does it help commercial kitchen equipment suppliers?
Doing a restaurant is incredibly hard financially, even more difficult post-pandemic. And I've had people where they're trying to cut a corner, so they get a contractor who's a cousin or this or that, or doesn't really know or understand the business. And having key dimensions, which is what a Matterport will do, it'll take a picture and then translate it into dimensions so that are accurate. Makes my life so much easier. I mean, typically I'd have my team go up by hand and do that. But, Joel and I worked on an out of town project. I don't need to fly out there. He simply takes a picture, sends it to me. We'll get a drawing that will be accurate, because I have had some jobs where somebody says, well, it's 60-ish inches, or the drawing says X, but it's really Y and it's smaller and something doesn't fit. And then a piece has been purchased, can't be returned once it's uncrated, are very, very costly. So the Matterport helps with accuracy and ease of process all around and speeds up the whole process and saves on labor, saves on travel. It's really essential.
Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for meeting with me. I appreciate you.